Hey friend, Colin here from Sumthins Recording, and today I'm going to show you 3 steps to mixing big background vocals. Today we're going to be looking at how to get big background vocals in just 3 simple steps, and this is going to help you give your background vocals depth as well as presence inside your mix. But before we dive in here, if you're ready to go a little bit deeper into the vocal mixing process and really start to dial in your EQ strategy when it comes to mixing vocals, then I have just the thing for you. It is my ultimate guide to vocal EQ, and it's just a simple PDF that will walk you through the entire process of EQing your vocals step by step to help you get polished and professional sounding vocal mixes without any more of the guesswork. It is a completely free guide, and you can download it below using the link in the video description. Now let's jump in here and take a look at these background vocals. Now I'm going to play you the bridge here on this song. It's kind of all standing on this bigger background vocal part. There's a little bit of a slide solo tucked in the background, but the main focus of this bridge section are these big background vocals. So take a listen to how they're sitting inside the track, and then I'll solo them up for you as well here. So you can hear it's a big group of vocals. If I turn off the mix window here, you can see we have a lot of tracks going here. They're working in pairs, and we've got this group in the middle that carries on after the main kind of background vocal phrase is done. Now, the first thing that we've got going on here, let me take everything off here. The first thing we're tackling with this group of background vocals is EQ, and I'll take off our couple moves here. We'll start with just our high pass filter, but before you even dive into EQ or anything like that, you want to make sure you have a good balance on them. That kind of goes without saying. The balance is pretty much everything on these background vocals. You can get your EQ right and your compression right and the reverb right that we're going to talk about, but if you don't have a good balance on your background vocals, you're not going to hear what you want to hear out of your background vocals. So before anything, make sure you tackle your volume balancing on your background vocals. And let me show you that briefly here. We'll start with our first group here, and we'll kind of build them in piece by piece. So here's our first pair. Let me loop just this front section here, and we'll go through. So here's our first pair, and we'll add them each in one by one. You can hear how these pairs balance together.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you again. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you again. I can't wait.
A good rule of thumb that I kind of follow when balancing background vocals is I kind of want them all sitting at the same volume, and then I can tweak from there depending on which one I want to hear more, which one I want to have a stronger presence inside the track. So if you get them all sitting about even, they're all kind of sitting around this -12 mark or a little bit below. You can get them all sitting about even and then kind of tweak them from there. So, oh, I want to hear a little bit more of the lows, a little bit more of the highs, and so on and so forth. Okay, let's jump into the actual process here. Step 1 for getting a big background vocal mix is EQ. So we're opening up our EQ here. There's only a couple moves going on with our EQ. And the first one, of course, is a high pass filter. I'm rolling it up quite a bit here for vocals, but on background vocals, I don't want a lot of the low end or even much of the low mid area coming through, especially because it's a giant stack of vocals, right? We have a lot of vocal tracks going on, so there's going to be a lot of buildup in the sub area and in the bottom end, whether it's breaths or room noise or what have you. There's going to be a lot of buildup down there, and we don't want any of that coming through in the track. So our high pass filter is going to help us clean all of that up here. So we're at 224 hertz at a 12 dB per octave slope. Take a listen without, and then I'll kick the high pass filter in.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you again.
You can hear without the high pass, some of those louder consonants really stick out, and you can hear this surge of sub area building up across these background vocal tracks. So our high pass filter just rolling it up to where the bottom end, where the low mid area is sitting on our background vocals, gets rid of all that buildup in the sub area and cleans up our background vocal sound. Now, the next move here is pretty aggressive, and I usually go pretty aggressive on the mid-range on background vocals because that's not what we're focusing on. We want to hear that nice, pretty air up on the top end that we can spread wide. It's not about the low mids, it's not about the mid-range here on these background vocals. So we're at 632 hertz, and I'm pulling out 9 dB, 9.5 dB here. So take a listen to this scoop here, really cleaning up the low mid area.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you again. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you again. I can't wait. I can't wait.
This big scoop helps us balance the frequency range appropriately on background vocals because we don't need all this mid-range, and especially across this many vocal tracks, we're going to have a build-up there in the low mids and in the mid-range. It's going to get kind of muddy and it's going to get nasally, so pulling all this out pretty aggressively like this helps to even out the sound of our background vocals. Now, last thing we're doing on the EQ here, last part of step one, is adding that nice air up on the top end. And I like to go super, super high on background vocals. So we're up at 12.5K here, and I'm boosting 7 dB. So take a listen to the nice air and breath this is going to add to our background vocals.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you again. I can't wait. I can't wait.
This 7 dB boost up at 12K. Usually I'm right around 10, 11, 12K here, sometimes 15K, but that gets a little high, and you don't want it to get brittle or hurt the listener's ears. We just want to add that nice air and that nice breath up in the top end, and that's what we're getting with this 12K boost here, this 7 dB boost at 12K. All right, moving on. Step number 2 for getting a big background vocal mix is compression. We've got a big group of vocals here, so we want to kind of tuck them together and mix them as a package, and our compressor is going to help us do that. I love reaching for this LA2A style compressor, the tube comp here inside of Studio One, because it's really smooth and it acts well on a gentler set of vocals like this, right? It's not moving all over the place. It's not a lead line that has a lot of dynamic to it. It's just going to give us some overall compression that's gentler and smoother across these background vocals. So take a listen here and you'll hear where we end up without it, and then I'll kick it in. You can see how much reduction we're doing as well.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you again. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you again. I can't.
So you can see how smooth it is and how gentle it is reacting to the bigger notes, the peaks on these groups, on this group of background vocals. It's not really aggressive. It's not jumping forward and grabbing anything and pulling everything down really aggressively. It's very smooth, and it contributes to this nice big sound on the background vocals because we're not holding anything down, and you don't feel the compressor like weighing down on the vocals here. Really, really nice using this on background vocals. It's one of the reasons I love it so much, is because it's so smooth. Only doing about 3 to 5 dB reduction on some of the bigger notes here, just to even out the vocals so they work better as a package. Now, this is a little add-on here. You won't always need this on background vocals. I'm just doing this because there's a big sibilance bump at the end here. So just when they all say C, if there's a bunch of background vocals like this and there is an S or a T or something in there, you can get a buildup there. So this is just grabbing that, but it's not too big of a difference here. So take a listen. I've kicked it on. You can see what it's doing. It's grabbing that S at the end.
I can't wait to see you you again. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you again.
Its main job is just to be in there to tame that S at the end. Nothing else, nothing more. That's all it's doing here. So if you don't have any sibilants, if there's no T's or S's in your background vocals, so if they're just like ahs or oohs or something like that, you won't need this in there to grab those S's. So just a little add-on there, and all it is it's a multi-band set like a limiter here. So 20-to-1 ratio, fastest attack, fastest release, and we're just knocking that S down by about 6 dB or so there at the end. Okay, step 1 and step 2 are covered. Step 1 is our EQ, getting rid of all that muddiness and build up, adding that nice pretty air on the top end. Step number 2 is our compressor to even out our background vocals and get them working as a nice gentle group of vocals that we can spread wide here. And we're throwing in the de-esser there as well. Our last step to get them sounding big is reverb here. And one of my favorite reverbs, this is something I stole from watching Joe Gilder back in the day. This is a big plate reverb. It is, where is it at here? It's called the flat plate. It's the flat plate reverb inside of Studio One's room reverb. And all I've done is dial up the length to about 6 seconds. So it makes it this really long, really beautiful sounding plate. Let me just show you the plate by itself here. So this is the background vocals in the plate reverb. So it's this really massive, really lush sound that we can pull up underneath our background vocals here. And all I'm doing after it, just to make sure, again, there's no low end buildup, there's no muddiness or heaviness that we're adding to the background vocals. After our reverb on the send here, I'm just adding an EQ, wiping off everything below 200 hertz here, just to make sure there's no buildup there. Now, let's listen to our background vocals in together with the reverb here. So I'm going to start without the reverb, and then I'm going to add it in. You can hear that depth it adds and that sense of largeness it adds to the background vocals. So without and then with.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you again. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you again.
So this really long, really dramatic sounding reverb gives our vocals the sense that they're larger than life, that they're really huge inside this track. So let's do that. Let's throw them back inside the mix here. Ooh, and kind of see where we're sitting. We'll loop this entire bridge section and work our way into it here. So you can hear our finished background vocal sound inside the track with our EQ, compression, and our reverb going.
What I say.
Three steps to getting a big background vocal mix here. First off is our EQ, getting rid of muddiness and buildup, adding that air on the top end. Step number 2 is our compressor to even out our vocals, get them working as a group here. And then step number 3 is adding in our reverb to get that lushness and to get that depth out of our background vocals. I hope that was helpful for you. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you're ready to take your vocal mixes to the next level and really start dialing in your EQ strategy, then I have just the tool for you, and it is completely free. It is my ultimate guide to vocal EQ, and you can download it below to start creating more professional vocal mixes in less time. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you in the next video.